everyone. Welcome back to another episode at Market Mamas. We're so glad you guys are joining us. A few months ago, I heard a book recommendation from two different online creators that I really admire, like back to back. So, of course, I bought it on Audible right away and got just right into it. So about an hour in, I sent it to Kendra right away, and then we both just dove into it. The book was The Obstacle is the Way, The Timeless Art of Turning Trials into Triumph by Ryan Holiday. This book is packed full of killer stories and timeless quotes that so nicely illustrate powerful directives about self-growth and development. Literally one of our favorite topics, right, Kendra?
Oh, yes, girl, it really was. And it just gets straight to the point. It's such an impactful book. Author Ryan Holiday draws his inspiration for the concept that centers around stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy of enduring pain and adversity with perseverance and resilience. Already sounds like the tough trader skin we've developed, right? Still developing. Stoics focus on things they can control purposefully and let go of everything else. They choose to turn every new obstacle into an opportunity to get better and stronger. Holiday shows how some of the most successful people in history, from John D. Rockefeller to Amelia Earhart, applied stoicism to overcome difficult or even impossible situations. The way they embraced these principles ultimately mattered more than their natural intelligence, talents, or luck. And the lessons he extracted from their lives and presents to his readers really gives us such a powerful framework we can apply to our own lives. The way the Holiday presents these points and their impact is very inspiring. So let's get into some of our favorite parts, and soon you all will see why we love this book so much and why it was recommended by so many.
Yes, I'm so excited to get into it. Okay, so I'm going to start with one of my most favorite power quotes from this book. It is, "It's okay to be discouraged. It's not okay to quit. To know you want to quit, but to plant your feet and keep inching closer until you take the impenetrable fortress you've decided to lay siege to in your life, that's persistence." The strength of that passage is just the best. The message is clear, right? Don't quit. You've decided you're storming the castle. Did you think it was going to be easy? No, right? So then when it gets hard, just go deep. You get hard. Be creative. Keep at it. That's the kind of energy that I'm about for sure. Plays right into this other killer bit from the book. When you have a goal, obstacles are actually teaching you how to get where you want to go, carving you a path. The things which hurt, Benjamin Franklin once wrote, instruct. Yes. Okay, so this is the core element of this whole book. An obstacle may very well hurt, derail, and slow you, but it doesn't mean that you aren't still on your way. And there was a lesson to be learned from that time. Even if you felt pain, choose to see and grow from the instruction that was given to you by that obstacle. And then maybe the next time you encounter a similar situation, you'll respond in a slightly more effective way. So then growth, it's good.
Yes, especially growing pains, right? Extract that value is what we always say. And then that just feeds right into this next part of this amazing overview of the book as well. Here we go. See things for what they are. Do what we can. Endure and bear what we must. What blocks your path now is a path. What once impeded action advances action. The obstacle is the way. Oh boy. This whole concept is just so powerful, you guys. I was so charged by hearing this early on in the book, especially how he uses the word advance. It's so good. How we choose to advance through life is really what our life becomes. Some task or project that was such a struggle for so long can actually be that extra push that you need to become more resourceful and strengthen your skill set. And that in turn gives birth to a more advanced version of yourself you needed to become. Another excerpt at a different place in the book, Holiday said, "Turn every obstacle into an advantage." Yes, I'm all for this. People who hold this perspective are my tribe. We can accept the challenge. We can do hard things. We can make a way out of no way. And we can do it while scared, tired, confused, discouraged, but keep on advancing anyway. Being willing to still show up and do the work, even during the least favorable circumstances, that is our advantage.
Yes, I love that whole energy so much. For me, I can get anxious. I'm not going to lie. I am a worrier about my family, myself, my abilities, the long game I'm pushing to. But that worry rarely serves me and generally just takes energy from the tasks at hand when I let it overtake my mind. I have learned this over the years about myself, and I do a pretty good job now of shutting it down purposefully when it creeps in. I really appreciate the quote in this book about that, sort of, where he says, focus on the moment, not the monsters that may or may not be up ahead. This is how I do best, how I execute best, make small gains time and time again towards my ultimate goals. Just organized, head down, one task, one trade, one check off the to-do list after another to maximize my time each day and to keep me in this headspace. Get a solid trading morning, and then I pivot and work on other parts of my business life throughout the day. And all of that is mixed in with time with my kids on their schedules. So I get some time before school and then after school and then before and after nap time for my little. It's all mixed in purposefully. And then at the end of each day, I can review and then plan for the next day. Fuck the monsters that may throw me off my track. If that happens, I'll deal with it when it comes. But until then, I've got work to do. It's such a powerful and functional way to get things done. Eye on the prize. Along those same lines, Holiday also wrote, choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. So that is awesome to me because it really reinforces the power we have to extract what serves us the best out of every interaction. If something hurts, say a losing trade, well, I can sit and feel crappy about the loss and let the negative energy steal my day and all the rest of the time. Or I can take that lesson that I learned and use it to further my progress by giving me more experience that I needed, apparently, to be stronger moving forward. I don't feel harmed, and so then I wasn't harmed. It's so much better.
That's such a great tool. Gosh, this book, right? Okay. I loved this next phrase from Ryan. It's total Kendra energy. Beware the F bombs coming, lots of them. Unstuck, unfucked, and unleashed. I mean, yeah. Sometimes we just gotta turn that dial all the way up and remind ourselves that the only prison keeping us stuck is the one we've placed around us. At any time, we can say, fuck those bars, shake off those old shackles, and unleash our inner beast. There's a reason why everyone loves hearing about a good prison break story. You know, not to romanticize actual inmates escaping here, but if they can be that determined to get physically free, we can certainly break out of our made-up, self-imposed mental prisons. Another strong vantage point of Holiday that I appreciated so much was this. It's not about being positive, but ceaselessly creative and opportunistic. Not, this is not so bad, but I can make this good. I'll be honest, I needed to hear and internalize this because I tend to pour heavy on the positivity. It's been a coping strategy of mine for so long to get through the tough shit. So having this new perspective almost simplified my process in a way. I can admit this is a crap situation or a circumstance. I don't like it. It's so unnecessary. And that's not being negative, so long as I get to work on creating a way up, over, around, through. That's opportunity operating at its finest. It doesn't require being positive. Sometimes being a little pissed off can actually give you some serious focus and fuel anyway. Am I wrong? Yeah. So different strategies for different days because we refuse to be stuck, fucked, or leashed. And it's always strategy season.
Yes, my girl, say it. It is always strategy season for sure. And it's just about approach. So this next bit is longer, but it really spoke to my heart. It reads, "We've all done it. Said, I am so overwhelmed, tired, stressed, busy, blocked, outmatched. And then what do we do about it? Go out and party? Or treat ourselves? Or sleep in? Or wait? It feels better to ignore or pretend. But you know deep down that that isn't going to truly make it any better. You've got to act, and you've got to start now." That is an important concept to grasp and acknowledge if something you are really prone to doing and decide to do better. I love how he wrote that because you can reframe it. I've been there on many occasions, to be honest. But those in the moment band-aids, they don't actually serve or propel me. They can pause my growth, or worse, they can actually feed into a setback of momentum. And I think that is a part of maturing. Everyone listening to this podcast is an adult, so we are mature, right? Well, we all know there are many, many layers to maturity, far beyond just age. And this is an important one. Being able to, in real time, call out our feeding a feeling and pivot that response into a more constructive choice. Journaling, talking it out with your partner, a study session over what you need more emphasis on, exercise, a walk outside, fresh air, or a solid night of deep sleep. These are all much more mature and effective responses to what ails us day to day. Holiday similarly puts it in this idea in the book where he said, "In every situation, life is asking us a question, and your actions are the answer," right? What we do is the life we are ultimately living and building. Life will throw us questions, ideas, opportunities, relationships, experiences. What we do with those is how we are creating our future. So I think we should take that responsibility seriously and make it freaking amazing. With every choice and every chance we get, pedal to the metal energy because we are worth the best things, but they are not free.
They're certainly not. Yes, Becky, say it all. Say it louder. It really makes me totally think of this next killer quote from Ryan, also from the previous episode. We actually mentioned it when we decided we have to do a must read on the obstacle is the way. So it's just so perfect. Here we go again. People turn shit into sugar all the time. Yep, I had to say it twice. Again, our ability to pivot and adjust our perspectives is a major life skill. I wish it was part of our children's curriculum, really. It's just more common to be taught how to avoid bad shit happening, which only imposes fear. But shit happening is not something to fear. It's supposed to happen. Also, this next one is solid and just highly relevant. Ryan wrote, "To do great things, we need to be able to endure tragedy and setbacks. We've got to love what we do and all that it entails, good and bad. We have to learn to find joy in every single little thing that happens. This growth mindset that one needs to have to not only reach your goals, but to enjoy the process is a full-time job to cultivate and maintain." So much has been studied and taught about the power of living in the now. I love the saying, "Don't let the future steal from your present." It's hard, especially when you're hard at work to change the future. We're not guaranteed that time will come that we're hoping to impact, or even tomorrow. I'm actively pushing towards so many life-changing goals, but I also want to live each day to the fullest, enjoy who and what is around me now. Even on my heavy lesson days, I'm still amazing. I deserve to be celebrated. These are the moments of my life, and it's a blessing. Recognizing that joy each day with gratitude grants me the ability to endure the setbacks and wait on the greener days, and they're always closer than they feel. This energy field is when I try with all my intention to uphold and to transfer to others.
Yes, Kendra. Oh my gosh. I love My days so much more when I can treat each moment independently and feel that joy in real time. Just like you said, that is life. Okay, let's talk failure for a minute. Holiday wrote, failure shows us the way by showing us what isn't the way. This is such a great statement. It's another way of saying what we always say: take the lessons from every failure. When we try something, say a trade based on a level and a setup we're working to master, and that trade happens to fail and we take a loss, was that a loss on every front? Hell no. It was a lesson to show us the flaws in that plan so that we can learn and find the right trade for that setup for next time. The failed outcome was just feedback, and that will guide us if we look at it for what it was and what it showed us, and not with any negative energy. I'm far from perfect with this. I say it like I do it, and I would like to always do it like that, and I'm trying to. But the more I keep just putting this in my face and hearing the way to approach this, I really am getting better, and I think that that's a part of like repetition. And I really purposely choose to recognize this stance on failure, and I really really love this energy so much more. And so I'm putting a lot of energy to try and improve this outlook for me every day. Okay, another part of this book that I really loved, it says this: each time you'll learn something, each time you'll develop strength, wisdom, and perspective. Each time a little more of the competition falls away until all that is left is you, the best version of you. This quote is cool because it brings up the you versus you element. I grow the most when I tune out the noise, when I focus on what I need to learn to improve, and then further develop my skills and execution to those aims. But then I get a tiny bit better each day after each time, each lesson, each practice. And this inches me closer to my best self. Even if it takes years, that is still a whole lot faster than everyone who's still doing nothing for self-improvement or worrying more about everyone else's biggest issue and not their own. So I'll take it. My life, my pace, my focus. Because as the rewards roll in, I will know that I did that and that those are the fruits from my intentional labors. Yes, please.
Our own pace, right? I gotta say, one of the things I love about running is also the whole you versus you personal best. When I set a new pace, it feels great. And it only matters to me, my new private record. So Becky and I, we're creating the lives of our dream, because why should we not? Along that same path, I was really into when Ryan talks about turning what we must do into what we get to do. Another power perspective, and it's no surprise that I've heard it in others' content as well. Essentially, we all get a choice every day we wake up and throughout our day, really. Have you ever had someone ask you the simple question, what you doing? What you doing today? And your mind, goes to that mental load instantly. I have to do this. I have to do that. Oh, I really have been needing to do. And then all of a sudden you're stressed and you feel behind. So that tiny little shift of I get to do, you guys, that's a big game changer. It really helps change the narrative, and it promotes what I like to call good stress, realizing that these are all the things we get to do, we actually want to do, and have earned the right and ability to do them, because we're doers and doers get shit done. Similarly, this next sentiment in the book says, nothing stands in my way. Everything guides me along my way. This is the spirit to have to lead us on our paths to greatness. Things are happening for me. People, places, and things are being orchestrated on my behalf to serve me in my purpose. There is evidence all around us when we're on the right track. When we're open to see it, that can really help us gain clarity, confirmation, and momentum by acknowledging that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. Just look at our journey, Kendra, as an example. I mean, we've been brought together and only expanded since that time. And you and I are now forever intertwined. And it evolved so naturally. It guided us to this place and all that we have so far and yet to get to. So it's really exciting. Okay, so for a shorter book comparatively in terms of length, this one is really densely packed with so many gems that we had to talk to you guys about. But we're going to start wrapping it up a little bit. So here's these next two. So they go a little deep, and you guys got to hear them. The first one is, where the head goes, the body flows. Perception precedes action. Right action follows the right perspective. Okay, so that was really incredible if you followed it. So it's the power of our minds, the power of our subconscious. What we think about and believe becomes our lived experience. I've done some personal work in this department, and I can attest that for me, when my headspace is solid, peaceful, focused, and in alignment with my goals, shit just works out, to be frank. It takes work to manage our internal chatter and keep it dialed in, but it is so worth the work because I know that for me, it really is apparent in my outcomes when I am dialed in and on point. And it's the best kind of day. Okay, this last one I really wanted to mention is stop looking for an epiphany and start looking for weak points. Stop looking for angels and start looking for angles. This is goals for me. So this is just doing the work. I don't want a miracle or a lucky break or a giant gift from anyone because that's not sustainable or it's not really earned. From my perspective, who I am, every hour I spend working, studying, talking it out with my girl, whoever, growing and evolving. So that work, that is compounding, and my goals are going to be the natural and deserved outcomes. I don't want an epiphany. I crave the clarity on my weaknesses so that I can slay them, call them out in the light of day, study their angles, and then whittle them down to just a memory. So, okay, Jermaine, please do keep telling me every session the best way I can keep tightening up my wrist, please. This is me. I want to know my weaknesses because I want to be amazing. And I've got a lot of growth still to go. So this is how I am approaching all my objectives and how I am next leveling. And I highly recommend it, just as this book does.
Yes, champion energy. Let's go. Okay, so let's wrap it up. We could seriously go on and on about this book all day long, and it is a quick read. So seriously, get it, you guys. Get into it. Let us know what you think. You will probably binge on it twice like we did. In our AirPods. Thank you, Audible. Before you get back to your day, though, one last gem from this book. We don't get to choose what happens to us, but we get to choose how we feel about it. And why would we choose to feel anything but good? I mean, right? Good vibes only over here. Let's choose to take pleasure from life. It's so much better and sweeter. La dolce vita, as the Italians say. Thank you so much for spending time here with us today. It really matters to us that you guys tune in. We're just here to add value to this space and share what's helping us and hope that it helps others as well. Thank you. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our other platforms as well. They're all listed in the comments below. And if you have seen by now, we are very excited. We have launched a Market Mamas merch store. All the info and store is available through our website, www.market-mamas.com. You can shop there, lots of cool shirts and mugs, all kinds of custom designed products. So take a look, and we appreciate you all. Have a good rest of your day, and bye.
Bye.